I'm just going to do the disclaimer that we do every single time. Everything that we say in these streams is, perfectly... Oh my god, I'm forgetting what it's been 4 months since I've done it. Oh my god.
Whatever we say on
stream
is not
meant to be taken seriously. This is purely a joke stream that we do for fun. And we recommend that you don't do anything that we say unless it is legitimately a good idea. I had that scripted for like months and I can't remember it now. But
it's okay. We haven't done this in so long, Chris.
I know, dude. It like irritates the ever-living shit out of me. So without further ado, I'm gonna get started with this. I'm actually gonna like bump up the audio for the game like real quick, just because I haven't done this in so long. What is said in Twitch stays in Twitch. Thank you, appreciate it. All right, let's do it. I hope you're all ready. Because I sure as hell am. We've been like, I don't know if you guys realize this, but we've been waiting to do this for like 3 months. Like the last time we did this was, what was it? It was September 24th was the last time that we did this. And
it was September. Sheesh.
And it's not like we haven't been trying, it's just all of our schedules somehow conflict in one way. School, work, actual real fucking real life.
Whoa, life is a thing.
Real life is a real thing.
But yeah.
Life is a thing.
But anyway, we're gonna get started.
Lives?
I know, right? We have things that we do outside of this fucking stream. This experience is surreal. I don't know how to feel. After everything I've been through, I'm finally here. It's like a metaphor for real life. A whirlwind of emotion overtakes me, and I panic. There are 2 thrones in this room, side by side. One is a beautiful white, and the other a dark black. I wonder, which one does Velasquez rule Terra from? The black one, obviously, because that's how this always works. I scan the room and take in my surroundings. There's a part of me that finds this room familiar. Of course, I accept that as an impossibility. There's time travel in this game. There's no way I've ever been here before. There's time travel in this game.
Multiverse confirmed last episode.
Yeah, they did that. I'm not sure where Velasquez is, and this concerns me. But as if to startle... What? Oh, okay, I understand what they mean by that. The door behind me slams shut. I quickly turn to look and see a man clad in royal gear. It's finally happening. This is Velasquez. Oh boy. After all this time, you're finally here. I started to think you might not make it. Don't worry, I thought so too. Please, offer me your hand, Chris. No. He puts forth his hand and looks at me expectantly. Yes. It's not in my nature to leave a king waiting like this. I quickly put my hand forward and introduce myself. Hi, my name is Chris. I'm that asshole in Q. He has a firm grip and happily leads the interaction. I know exactly who you are. There's no need for introductions today. If I'm not mistaken, you know me as well.
Maybe not.
I do. He releases the grip on my hand and walks away. Moving towards the thrones, I promptly follow suit. However, he doesn't sit. He stands between them. Which will you decide, Batman? I was told you met Nami and Nagi earlier. That must have been unfortunate. Errant children often cause headaches. A lot of pop stars was drunk. Yep. He rests one hand on each of the thrones and sighs. Errant children? What did he mean by that?
They're his kids, you dummy.
I get the feeling I'm not in for a short discussion. I feel like this chapter is literally going to be me talking to myself the entire way.
Yes, it is.
No, really?
Yep. Your turn.
No, I'm still going. But like, Warren, like, can you confirm for that? You played this chapter before me. Like, is it going to be me like talking the entire way?
It's gonna be mainly you. It's gonna be mainly you, Emmanuel, and a little bit of me.
Great. Okay. Awesome. I'm excited for this. Honestly, I'm not sure where to start. I've envisioned this day for a long time, but now that we're here, I'm at a loss. I'm sure you know the truth about Terra, a reservoir for the souls of the dead. My own personal heaven, or hell. Things are a little more complex, however. I know, right? And I'm sure you have lots of questions, but permit me to speak before you inquire. Alright, I'm ready for this. You deserve to know the truth of things, so I will be nothing less than transparent. Please, sit tight and listen to my tale.
Your tale? Which tale?
Drink. Alright. The people know that I'm not from Terra, but they don't know my true origin, nor the reason I've lived in eternity. I come from a large federation of worlds, a galactic community living in harmony. Of course, this was millions of years ago. What?
What?
I can no longer be certain of their status. Terra does not exist in the same space, so I've been out of contact for a long time. Earth as well can't reach out. We are in our own reality plane. Billions of these closed-off spaces exist. Clace creates the furryverse, like the Marvel Cinematic. Oh my god.
Oh man.
They are given complete autonomy. You could even say they get stranded, unable to return to the Federation. When I left it behind, it was hurting. We were in need of new sources of energy, so they looked to the brightest minds. They gave these visionaries world stones, the technology to create these planes, and the ability to shape their own reality. It was their job to found a utopia. He's really Bob Ross, the fuck? create happy little worlds with happy little trees, god. It was their job, oh wait, I read that line, and to create a new source of energy, something that could help us stay afloat. And if they did make a new energy source, they'd use it to break out of their plane. They'd present this power to the Federation. But we all know that didn't work. But the power required would be vast. Breaking free would be a sign of success. Otherwise, they'd be stranded forever. Though, that wasn't really a bad thing. That was the secret nature of this project. If the Federation died, we would live. Their catastrophe would not reach us inside, and we would only break out if we had succeeded. It was a failsafe in both directions. Yes, I received several of these stones and used them to try and save the Federation, but instead, I caused so much disaster. Get a drink here going. I do this every transition. The first thing I did was create Terra, a place for me to hide if things failed. My very own utopia, away from harm. Then, I had to create another world, a world where I could conduct this experiment. Earth, after all, I was a Federation scientist. But I thought outside the box. If I created it, I knew I'd fail. I was uncertain and afraid. Oh, my mouse cursor's still in there. God, that probably pissed some people off. Our deepest feelings enter our creations. I couldn't paint this canvas with doubt. Holy shit, he is Bob Ross.
Oh god.
If I did, it would quickly meet its end.
Painting happy trees.
Happy little trees.
Oh, he's happy little
transition
planets.
drink. Transition. So I created a sort of bridge, a place between worlds, connecting them, somewhere to experiment and watch from afar. A celestial observatory deck, you could say. An ark?
There you go.
Close, yet too far for collateral damage. That's when I took the next step in my plan.
Holy schmucks.
I used the stones to create two beings. They were made in the image of perfection. They wouldn't have the doubt that I did. Their sole purpose was to succeed. Error wasn't in their nature. They'd surely carry out my goal. And kill you. Yes, I created Nami and Nagi. Shock, surprise, horror. I created Terra, and the Ark as well, all using the power from these world stones.
Dun dun dun!
After that, I fixed the stones to a spear, the Gungnir, and I gave my creations a special gift, the ability to create a perfect world.
Code Lyoko, anyone?
Oh god, no. Like, Gold Yoga was good, but no, transition. Okay.
Oh,
they made what would become Earth, standing on the bridge. They used the spear. They fulfilled the duty I created them for. But I learned perfection is fleeting, or at least sabotaged by our own curiosity. They wanted to know more about themselves. This desire for knowledge hurt the Earth. They started to neglect their duties. I had no choice. I had to open up to them. But they were not accepting of the truth. We were all thralls of the Federation. They said they'd rather not exist. I felt guilt for creating them. They only lived to serve the Federation, but instead of guilt, they felt anger. I couldn't stand up to them. They embodied the power of the stones, but they held a weaponized version too. You gave them giant fuck-off chainsaw blades.
No, keyblades. Oh, gear blades?
Gear blades?
I don't know. The gear blade sounds very close.
Gear blades
but...
sounds angsty and edgy as fuck. Dude, seriously, like, look at me with a straight face and tell me that it's like the most angsty name you ever heard.
I don't know. That's like the first thing that popped up when I saw the weapons. It was like
Yobi's in chat said Beyblades.
Beyblades,
Yeah,
I buy it. Yeah, it's really good. I like that. I begged them not to kill me, but they said they had far worse plans. They'd make the Federation suffer first. They wanted to see who was playing God, who was condemning people to these fates, even if it was for the greater good. I'm sure they would want to kill them. They'd seek to tear the Federation apart. They were convinced this was a just cause.
Trying to play God, are you?
To that end, they broke free. You see, the stones weren't living beings. They couldn't grow stronger with experience. But Nami and Nagi could, and did. I cursed the fact that I created them. My abstract thinking condemned us all. But they didn't just leave me behind. They engaged in a ritual before they left, something to curse me for what I had done. They used the spear to plague Earth. Disease, famine, death, darkness. They wreaked havoc on what we created.
So yeah, trying to play God. Gotcha.
They broke the spear into 3 fragments, 2 of them as the weapons they carry, and the 3rd they hid away from me, on Earth. If that fragment is me, I swear to God. They told me they'd return one day, after they met the Federation's leader. That's when they would finish me off. They wanted me to suffer for eternity, watch Earth fall apart from their curse. I'd see my whole... Oh, what? I'd see my entire cause fall before me. They had the power to destroy the galaxy. They'd rampage in search of the Federation, and I'd never get that 3rd fragment.
This kind of reminds me of Star Wars.
Yeah, Star Wars.
I'm sorry. It's like. I'm sorry. I hear Galaxy Federation.
Remember you can't hum that. You'll probably get copyrighted.
You can't hum the
Disney.
theme. We're gonna get copyrighted in the first 5 seconds.
Because Disney's an asshole.
My creation would crumble before me. They would destroy the people I served. Oh, jeez. And then they would come back to kill me. Alright, transition. Aw, damn it! At least, that's what they thought. I was ready to, like, take a swig of my water, but... But I'm not what you'd call foolish. I didn't give them all the world stones. I kept some to myself. A contingency plan. But this time, I did the opposite. I created a being to help me rule Earth. However, I didn't model them to be perfect. I wouldn't hold them to such standards. But together, we would rule over the worlds. They would call the Ark their home. His name is Acheron, or oh, I'm sorry. Ryo was a fine ruler, and son. He helped govern Nagi and Nami's curse. He was in control of the force of death. This helped Earth stay correctly populated. He could even prevent the spread of disease. He kept the balance of things in check. But I noticed something peculiar, a byproduct of my children using stones. Death had an aspect of power to it. When someone died, energy was released. I don't know how to explain this, but it was an unfathomable amount. I guess you would call it a spirit, but we had no way to utilize that energy, so the spirit simply withered and vanished. At that point, Ryo had an idea. Their spirits could find form on Terra. When they died, they'd come to my paradise. I agreed without a moment of hesitation. We put it into effect as soon as we could. I used the last of my world stones for this, but I knew that it would be worth it. The energy started flowing through Terra. When they arrived, we wiped their memory. We made them think they fled their home. We wanted to start life anew on Terra. Their life energy would no longer be wasted. We even created a questionnaire for them. They told us their lives, and we catered. Terra had its own laws of reality. It expanded to accommodate this traffic. You could call it a growing paradise. That is what we... A what? That is what gave Terra its image. We were always open for immigration, unlike Trump. However, they were only coming from Earth.
I thought we don't talk about that.
Yes, we can. We poked fun of it in episode 2. By the way, remember in episode 2 when we all poked fun of that?
Yeah.
And then it came true?
Yeah,
I feel like a jackass.
I know. I'm sorry.
But
Yeah.
I did have an ulterior moment, though. I wanted to grow this power on Terra. Maybe one day, it would be enough to escape. Then I could help the Federation. Or, if there was anything left of it. I had no way of seeing the situation. But it didn't work as intended. The power was far too diluted. I needed a way to concentrate it. However, I had other things to worry about. This traffic was starting to corrupt Terra. Nami and Nagi's curse was quickly spreading. The more people died, the worse it got. It even corrupted Ryo into what he is now, warped his powers, gave him more abilities. Terra got the brunt of it though. Disease, famine, death, it all came here. And no longer was the world expanding. It turned my paradise into a living hell. We became overpopulated pretty quickly. You couldn't walk without hitting someone because they would just warp in, man.
No.
They just spawn in like, oh geez.
Massive usage of number.
Make Terra great again.
Make Terra great again. This made me realize something shocking. Nami and Nagi were gathering power. Their rampage would result in lots of death. But they held the ability to concentrate it. If I wanted that, I'd need the fragment. So Ryo and I started looking thoroughly.
Lord Claire is Trump.
Ellipses. 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 We looked and searched all over Earth in constant fear of Nami and Nagi's power. They had far too much of a head start. Eventually, we found the fragment. With everything in place, we planned. How do we grow enough power to stop them? You too, my child. We had to set a trap. They could likely sense energy, so we needed enough to lure them back. But my past had taught me one thing. The stones on my scepter were not enough. I needed to make something living. Something that could grow exponentially. Chris is Trump? Excuse me? Listen, okay? Alright.
Oh my god.
Hey Chris, do you need to put down the band hammer?
Nah. Not yet. I'll put
Chris
a warning.
wants to build a wall.
Maybe come back when I play Elysian, tell me that, and then I'll be like, okay, yeah, cool. But that was like, So the third fragment was his scepter? As unbelievable as this is, I was following along, bro. IRL me is like, okay. He had a way of explaining things in a clear fashion, finally. Sorry, I was getting ahead of myself. Basically, we wanted to lure them back. We'd unleash our power and tap into theirs. After all, they were harvesting too. I had to assume they held more power. So we only needed to get their attention. When they came, we'd spring the trap. Everything would be present in one room. All three fragments, them, and our lure. A battle would likely ensue, but everything would be connected. We could unleash every bit of power. That's when I'd break free from here. But I wouldn't stop at just that. I'd go on to break out every reality plane. It would cause a massive chain reaction, and in the end, we'd all be free. We could live in harmony, like before. We'd open trade routes and help each other. All of the connections would be open. That has always been my goal, Chris. The Federation would live on, and billions of worlds would coexist. I'd do what no one else could accomplish. That's what I told the people too. I was just selective in my wording. They could never know their true nature.
They can't handle
let
the
me make
truth.
sure I have this straight. He created gods, they went on to rebel, They cursed Earth, so Velasquez met Ryo. He fucked up, but eventually Terra became cursed as well. Nami and Nagi wanted to destroy the Federation, so they were likely harvesting energy from death, somehow. This meant they were destroying reality planes. Velasquez wanted to kill them, save the Federation, but he wouldn't stop at just saving the Federation. He'd give freedom to all the reality planes. This would pull them into the same physical space. A new universe would be born, completely connected, but if this was to happen, he'd need to lure them back. This meant concentrating power in his own vessel. If they came to harvest it, a battle would ensue. All of that power, in a single room, would be unleashed. This is what Velasquez would use to carry out his plan. He'd combine his energy with the energy they harvested, but it would be like when Nagi tried to unleash my power. But instead of destruction, it would be liberation. And yet that's still more easy to understand and explainable than Xehanort's plan in Kingdom Hearts. Thank you very much, Stream Over.
Kingdom Hearts is just no.
And that is when one incredible fact dawned on me. Who's the Link? Is it me? Yes, I see you figured it out. About 10 years ago, I started a movement. I presented it as the Exodus Project. I promised I'd open all of the connections. It was always destined to fail, Chris. At least, the public would see it that way. But from my view, I set things in motion. I gathered many of Terra's brightest minds, much like the Federation did in the past. Oh boy. Together, we'd plan a course of action. We needed to create a living being. My drink, Major Minor Drinking Game, Chapter 10. Take a drink whenever they say World Stone Reality. Done.
I wish I was playing that before. I need another beer.
I don't know if we would survive.
We would maybe die. I'm not old enough for that. Maybe next year we'll do a visual novel drinking game or something.
Even then, I still wouldn't be old enough. I'd have to wait another year.
Yeah, wait another year for us to all get together.
Yeah.
We needed to create a living being, a vessel with the power of a world stone. Such a feat seemed almost impossible until we found you, a non-furry. But one night, I was struck by inspiration. A method that would surely accomplish this. Of course, I could never tell the others. It involved their sacrifice, Chris. I killed them and stored them in my staff until I had enough power to serve my goal. I'm not proud of my actions. I didn't want to take after Nami and Nagi, but I needed enough power to create a lure. I'd do a drinking game.
Yes, let's do it.
Then Velasquez killed PB and Fidget's mom? What a dick! That's a horrible thing to do. I'm shocked, but also not really. Don't jump to conclusions, Chris. They are still alive and well. Bullshit. Just within the vessel I created. And that's where I was quite dishonest. The Exodus Project was not a failure. In fact, it created you, my child. No!
Unplanned.
It's Undertale all over again.
See, it's Star Wars, this shit. I'm your father and all this crap.